Hi, welcome to Southern Adirondack Outdoors. My name is Paul. On the mill today we have a black cherry log, but we're going to do something a little different with it than we've done in the past. This is going to be quarter sawn. I'm going to pick up the lines here. We're basically going to quarter this log into four almost equal sections. And we're going to try to get all vertical grain wood out of this. So no cathedrals, nothing like that. It's much more stable wood, good for flooring, furniture, and everything. And I'm going to try two different ways to do this. And remember, this is my first time ever trying quarter sawing. So for those of you who've done this before, feel free to laugh at what I do. Those who haven't done it before, feel free to learn it from my mistakes. And maybe I'll get something right here or there. So our first task is going to be to get this into quarters. Now the first cut will be half, so it'll come through around here. And these lines are just for demo only, not actual cut lines, but pretty close. Then we'll flip it over and cut it the other direction. As you can see, this is not the best looking log in the world. It is relatively taper free. This is the big end, is 19.5 by 19. The other end is 18.5 by 18, so it's got 1 inch of taper. And the condition of the wood is not too great. It's been sitting for a few years. But like I said, this is going to be an experiment. So this is probably what I do here today. I'll end up on the burn pile. But we'll see how it looks. Maybe it'd be good. That's it, I hit the mark. Pretty close. That should work. Now I have to figure out a way to roll it to stand it up to cut the other direction. After some fussing, we got it so that the edge of the level is up against this cut here. And I don't know if you can see the bubble or not, but that's pretty darn vertical. A little more fussing than I wanted to do, however, but got her done. It's up in position, and if I learned anything so far, I think I do one half at a time. I've been trying to get them both stood back up and lined up in one piece. Might make it a little easier. Okay, cut two. Where are we getting the camera? Okay. There, what happened there is it's too high to go through the saw. Right in here there's a hump, and it was sitting there. I think it was there. Yep, right here. So I'm going to shave this bark off. And what's happening is there's only so much distance between the blade. Okay, where's my finger? There's my finger. Between the blade and the upper frame of the saw. And that's where it's hitting. You can see the rub marks right here. All right, we'll try that again. Good thing the top was icy still. All right, let's see. All right, so the next step, I'm going to take 3 of these off, put them on the forks of the tractor, and we'll work on one of them. All right, everybody, I got the 3 quarters off and left one on the deck. And what I'm going to do now is, I don't know if it's the official name, but commonly referred to as the flip-flop method, a more modern method. So I'm going to be cutting, instead of cutting down like I usually do on normal logs. Let's see, the light's horrible here. Hopefully this comes through. So instead of cutting down like I do in normally logs, I'm going to start from the bottom and cut, probably do 5/4. So I'll come up 1.25 inches, take that out, and then I'll roll the log 90 degrees that way, the cant 90 degrees that way, and then take 1 inch off of this side and keep going back and forth, hopefully getting vertical quarter sawn grain that way. So we'll see how it goes. Side shot of that cant. It is better looking wood than I thought it would be. So hopefully some of this is a keeper. Let's see, easiest way to do this. Just flop this big piece over. That works. You can cut the piece off. Put it on the end of the deck here. Alright, now it's going to be rinse and repeat. A lot of rinsing and repeating, but went pretty good. So I got one more still there on the deck. That's quarter sawn. It's getting too small to be worthwhile, so this piece here will go for firewood. All right, everybody, here are the boards I got of that 1/4 of that log. These are all quarter sawn, obviously. And what quarter sawn means, hopefully you guys can see the grains going vertically, the growth grains of the tree. So I bring that out a little better. I don't know. Hopefully that comes through for you. And what the result is more straight grain along the face of the board. It tends to be more stable, especially in flooring. It expands more up and down rather than left to right, sideways. And for comparison, I brought out a plain sawn board some time ago. And you can see all the cathedrals and patterns, and so it's really a preference as to what you like in appearance, as well as stability to some degree as well. I like the quarter sawn. It's more of a classic look, I think, but either's good. And I forgot to mention, you guys out there with saws may see something I skipped. I can do it off camera. All these edges have to come off. All the bark, so we have all nice square edges. And get rid of the sapwood too that's there. The sapwood's not good for cherry. So one step in quarter sawing is edging all the flitches, and quarter sawing every piece is a flitch. Alright guys, I forgot where I left off, but I got another quarter on the deck. And this one I'm going to try, call it the old way, or depending on who you listen to, the correct way. I first saw this on Andrew's Lumber. They run a circle mill. And so they took one of the quarters and stuck it up on end at a 45-degree angle. And we'll be cutting through this way. With the band mill, obviously, they did opposite way, being a vertical mill. But I'm not sure about this working. You see these lines here I sketched on, those follow the grain lines. If you cut across here, those lines are going to be angled. So I think we're going to get rift sawn up here, which is not quarter sawn, but so the grain will be vertical, it's at a 45-ish angle or thereabouts. So I think down here in the middle section we'll get quarter sawn. But on these two, this area and this area up here, I think we'll get mostly rift sawn. But we'll see. Maybe this way's easier to do. I'll bring you guys in to have a look. Well, this is the first cut, and it's actually fairly quarter sawn, but I did go down a little deep. Figured get rid of that point. Let's go down to the board I just took off. I'll show you. So on these guys, we're going to have to cut off the bark side and edge off this angle side. Excuse me for twirling you around like that. So I'm thinking that unless you have an edger, quarter saw might not be a good thing to do, or a fun thing to do at least. Might be able to get one more. We'll try. All right, 2 tries, we got through that one. Now we're gonna have to flip it. But once I flip it, then this flat side should be down. And it'll set flat on the bunks, so it shouldn't be a problem with clamps and whatnot. Hopefully. All right, everybody, got that all finished up, cleaned them up and laid them out here. Oh, and these 2 down here too. They come out looking good. I think this first one here, I drew some lines there to show where the grain is, and that's more rift sawn than true quarter sawn. But it still looks nice. Just going to be sold as quarter sawn. As you get down towards the center of the piece, they get more and more vertical. Now, I think I mentioned this earlier, each one of these pieces has to be edged twice. They all have the taper on them, or the bark. So that's going to be tomorrow's job, I think. Overall, quarter sawing is interesting. What do I want to do it all day, every day? No. Not with my setup, not with a manual mill and no edger. But it makes nice looking wood. All right, everybody, it's the next day. I got around doing the edging. Let's see, what is today? February 9th. And these 2 piles here are from yesterday. Got them all edged up. Let me get my shadow out of there. The pile on the left is the, what do we want to call it? The old way. And the pile on the right is the flip-flop method. And I think we got more out of the flip-flop method than the old way. These are about 7 inches down there, and they go on down from there. And about the same here. They weren't exactly the same size cans, but pretty close. And I think on the old way, only the 3 here can be counted as quarter sawn. The rest will be rift. And I even did the other 2 cans. I did those using the flip-flop method. I did them both at the same time on the bed. So 2 at once. And here's what I got out of that. I get my shadow out of the way. Well, so over here we got the 3-inch pile, 5-inch pile, 7-inch pile, and an 8 and 9-inch. So we got some good boards out of those. I think that side of the log was a little better. And they are all, as far as I can see at the moment, all quarter sawn. Very shadowy today. So that's pretty nice looking stuff. So I guess quarter sawn is not too bad. Once you get the quarters done, it goes relatively quickly. Still more work than plain sawn, but I like the results. So I might do this again. But anyways, I guess that's going to wrap it up for this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time.